Hello everyone, annyeonghaseyo. How have you been? It's been a very long time and I was busy with some stuff, so I wasn't able to upload new videos, but hopefully I'll be regular now. I'll be creating more new content for you. In this video we are going to talk about something that so many of you have been waiting for a very long time, and that is GKS undergraduate scholarship. So this scholarship has been announced just like 1 or 2 days back, and in this video I'm going to give you all the required critical information, important information that you must know if you're planning to apply for this scholarship. Obviously I won't be able to include every single information in this video. For that I'll have to make a 1 or 2 hour video, so that's not possible. So but after going through this video, if you still have any questions, you can ask me in the comments and I will try to make some follow-up videos. So let's start. So this is 2022 Global Korea Scholarship. You can see my this screen here. This is the guideline file. So I have posted a link here in the description, and also if you go to the website learnkorean.in, I have given a link of a folder where I have uploaded all the required documents. So my first suggestion to you will be to open this PDF file, that is 2022 GKSU Application Guidelines English. It's a PDF file. It's a 37 pages long file, but I would advise you to just sit down for just whenever you have 1 hour or 2 hours of time, just sit down and read this document thoroughly. Don't just skim through it, read this thoroughly. It will take maybe half an hour, 1 hour, but it will be really worth it. It's very important. So this is scholarship, a GKS one. It's like the best scholarship that you can get if you are planning to study in Korea. So this is provided by NIIED, that is National Institute for International Education. It's a Education Ministry of Korea organization. So for this year, if you see the quota, the number of seats available, there are basically 2 tracks through which you can apply for this scholarship. One is embassy track, one is university track. So embassy track is nothing but when you apply to the Korean embassy in New Delhi, you basically apply to HRD Ministry, Human Resources Development Ministry of Indian government, and then they pass on your applications to the Korean embassy in India, and then your applications go to the universities in Korea. So that is the embassy track. Another track is the university track, in which you apply directly to the university in Korea where you want to study. You don't go through the channel of embassy or HRD ministry. Okay, I will tell you about the benefits and plus and minus points of both these tracks. But first let's see the number of seats. So basically there are 2 types of degrees that they have under this undergraduate scholarship. One is associate degree and one is bachelor's degree. So most of you will be applying for bachelor's degree, I assume. So that is the bachelor's degree, BA, BCom, BSc. Like in Korea they don't have this kind of categorizations, BA, BCom. They just call it bachelor's degree, whether you are studying architecture, medicine, history or anything. And associate degrees are they are more like technical degrees, which are not equivalent to bachelor's degree. So the bachelor's degree in Korea are like 4 years for normal courses and 5 to 6 years for very specialized courses like medicine and so on. But these associate degrees are only 2 to 3 years long. So I don't know what to compare with in terms of our system. But they're like in India also we have polytechnics and other stuff, right? So I can say that they are maybe similar to that. But all the lists and all the details of these degrees are available in this document. So if you are interested in that, you can check that out. So for bachelor's degree, if you see in embassy track, they have 115 seats for general. General means for us people. 10 seats are for overseas Korean. So we don't have to keep that seats in our calculation. So we have 115 seats and under embassy track and 60 seats under university track. One thing I really find weird here is that they have mentioned clearly that if you are applying through university track, you can apply only for natural science and engineering degrees. So if you plan to study literature or history or any other humanities subjects, it seems a little bit unbelievable that why they have done this, but that is how it's mentioned here, that you have to apply for those degrees. If you want to study something else, you can go through the embassy track. But the lists of universities and all the available departments are there. That list is there in another file that I will show you in a minute. So, but yeah, for the time being, this is how the allocation is. Now, for Indian students, the number of seats are actually 6 for bachelor's degree, 3 under embassy track. So if you see embassy track here, for India we have 3 seats. Yeah, where is India? Here, 3 seats. And for under university track also we have 3 seats for India. So total 6 seats are available, which is not much, but that is how it is. But I have observed that typically sometimes the seats are 6, but they take a little bit more, a few more students, because what happens is, like, if they are not able to find suitable candidates from other countries, some other countries like Moldova and Kyrgyzstan or any other country, then those vacant seats will they will allocate based on their preference. So because India, Korea, we have very good relationships, so India gets some advantage there, we get some additional seats that are left. So sometimes maybe they have 2 or 3 extra seats for India. So that is the seats. Now coming to the selection procedure, like how the application starts and how the process goes on. So let me skip to the selection procedure part. Okay, so here if you see these 2 tracks, embassy track and university track, the application process is a little bit different. So in embassy track, what happens is you apply to the HRD ministry, you submit your application, your recommendation letter, study plan, all the documents. The list is clearly given there, what kind of documents you have to submit, but generally all the documents you make a set and you submit it to the embassy, the HRD ministry, and they may decide to have an interview or something to shortlist the candidates. It's up to them. Like in COVID situation, they might not have the physical interview, they might have through Zoom or something, or they might skip the interview process altogether. But yeah, ultimately the embassy people and the HRD ministry people and the experts that they invite, they will go through your application and they will shortlist the candidates, and they will recommend after the shortlisted candidates to NIID. They will send your application to the NIID in Korea. So if you complete the first round, if you pass the first round, your application will go to NIID. Now then NIID will, this organization, the experts there, they will go through your applications, your study plan, your records and everything once again, and again they will do another round of shortlisting. So some students will be rejected there, some will be selected. So if you pass the second round of selection, then NIID will send the final set of applications to the university for which you have applied. Now one thing I want to point out here is, when you apply through the embassy, you can choose 3 universities in the order of preference, that my first preference is this university, second is this, and third is this. So you can choose 3 universities, and the NIID will send your applications to all these 3 universities, and if any of those universities select you, then you pass the third round and you are okay, you got selected. So you see that the plus point here is that your application go to 3 universities, but they go to 3 universities only after you pass the first 2 rounds. If you fail in the first round, if you fail in the second round, then your applications are just thrown away. They don't go to even a single university. While on the other hand, in the university track, what happens is you directly apply to the university where you want to study. You don't go through the embassy first round, second round process. You apply to the university directly, but here you can apply it only to 1 university. You cannot apply to 2 universities. If you apply for 2, even if you are selected, ultimately in the end they will reject you, because that's not allowed. So you can apply to only 1 university, and the department, the professor, they will check your application first hand. So your application for sure reaches at least 1 university here. They will go through it, and if they find you a suitable candidate, they can select you, and then the university will send your applications to the NIID. the selection organization, that see, this is the student that we want to take in. We want to select this student. Now you check, and if the student is eligible, you can see if you can provide the scholarship to this student or not. So then out of all the candidates that NIAID get from different universities, they will select based on the number of seats for each country. So if the NIAID also selects you, then you pass the second round of selection. So in the university track, we only have 2 rounds of selection. Okay, so you have to, now no one can say which track is good, which track is not good. It's up to you. So if you feel that your profile is very strong and the university, once the professor looks at your profile, they would like to take you in, if you are confident, then you should apply for the university track. If you are not that confident about whether the university will select you or not, if you are more confident that you will be able to convince the HRD ministry and embassy guys first, then you should go through embassy track. It's up to you. I cannot say anything about this part because I have no idea. So that is the selection procedure. And regarding the dates of application, so for India, I think for embassy track, the last date of application is 8th October. Yes, 8th October. But for university track, every university can have their own deadline. So there is no fixed deadline for universities. So if you have selected the university that I want to study at Yonsei University or Seoul National University, then I would advise you to go to the website of that university. All the Korean universities, they have proper websites built in English. So you can go to Google and search the name of the university, and then you should check the GKS notifications. If you go to the notice board section or notification section, you will see the GKS notification for that university. So every university will release their own notification for GKS, and they will have their own dates. Some procedure may also be different. For example, some university may ask for some other additional documents. Some university may ask for TOEFL or TOPIK or anything. So you should go to the university of your choice if you want to apply for university track. For embassy track, the process is same for the whole world. So you have to follow the same process, but university track, you have to go to the university site and you can check the process and you can apply accordingly. Now that is one thing. Now a very common question that I get is I am going to appear in 12th exam next year, so should I apply this year or next year? So the rule is that you need to have the final 12th certificate by 28th February, because the semester in Korean universities for this scholarship start from 1st March. So from 1st March the classes will start, the departments will open. So you need to submit your final 12th certificate by 20th of February 2022. If you are confident that you will get the certificate by then you should apply. If you are not confident, then you should apply next year after you pass the 12th exam. Okay, but even if you are not sure, there is no harm in applying. You can apply now, but you need to submit a certificate. You will have to submit a certificate, a letter from your school, your principal. They will write in that letter that this candidate is going to appear in the final examination of 12th next year, and he or she will have the final certificate by 28th of February. The school will say that. You will submit that certificate, then you can apply. No problem with that. If you are not able to submit by 28th, even if you are selected, you will be rejected. Your scholarship will be cancelled. But you can apply again next year. There is no such rule that you can apply only once. You can apply 10 times. So that is how it is. So and see, like if you pass 12th next year and if you want to apply, don't think like I will waste a few months or I will waste a year. Don't think like that, because there is nothing like wasting or anything. You can spend that time in preparation. You can prepare your documents thoroughly. You can learn some basic Korean and so on. So utilize that time, and there is no harm in applying next year. Okay, because you can't do anything about that. If your result is going to come in April or May, there is no other way out. So that is how it is. Now regarding the benefits of the scholarship, you already you can go through this document. They provide you complete tuition waiver. So your tuition fees for the university is completely paid by NIID, and they pay you additional monthly expense also. So they give you approximately 859 lakh Korean won. So that's like 800 few dollars every month. They also give you two-way airfare, flight tickets, and there are many other benefits like health insurance and so on. So that's a very good scholarship, no doubt about that. I have received that scholarship myself, so it's really good. And these are the documents that you have to submit. Application form, which is already attached here. So this is the application form of the undergraduate scholarship. So if you see here, let me zoom in a bit. Yeah, so you just have to fill in all the details. Maybe I will create another video, short video, how to fill in the application form, but I think it's pretty much straightforward. So you have to fill in your name and details, and these are the documents like application form, one copy you have to submit. You have to submit your personal statements, like basically a brief introduction of yourself. So what you have done, what are the things that you are interested in, what you want to study in Korea, why you want to study in Korea, what will you do after studying. So you have to convince them. So that personal statement, and we also call, there is a study plan. So in these two documents, this will decide whether you will be selected or not, because they go through those documents. So try to convince them that why they should select you, why you are a competent candidate. So like point out all your strength, that you have done this, you have done that, you are interested in this Korea and so on. So all these things, I think we have mentioned, we have some articles there on Learn Korean in India website on how to write these personal statements and study plan. So you can check those out, and maybe I will create another video talking about this personal statement and study plan thing. But basically, yes, you have to talk about yourself, all the positive things about yourself. Then you need to submit one letter of recommendation. So, and this letter of recommendation should be ideally from your high school teacher. Any teacher who has taught you full time and who knows you as a person. So who can judge your capabilities, your strengths and your weaknesses. So just go to your school and meet your favorite teacher who likes you, and just request him or her to write a recommendation letter for you. That recommendation letter should be sealed, so you will not be able to see what the person recommender has written about you. If it is open, it will not be accepted. Your form will be rejected immediately. So make sure that they put in the recommendation letter in an envelope and properly tape it or something, and put your sign across the taped part. So it should look like, and it should be unopened and confidential. It should be seen only by the people who are supposed to see it, the selectors, not you or anyone else. So one letter of recommendation you have to get, and some other normal medical assessment things, and these are formalities, so you have to do. Then if you have already 12th degree certificate, then you should attach that. If you don't have it, then the certificate of expected graduation that I talked about earlier from a school, and your mark sheets. Mark sheet is called transcript in Korea, so transcript is simply mark sheet. Now coming to the eligibility, as you must be knowing already if you have been checking out this scholarship, it's 80%. So if you have passed 12th already, then your final score of 12th will be the eligibility criteria. So if you have got 80% plus, then you are eligible. If not, then no. But if you haven't got 80%, but you are in the top 20% of your class, then also you can apply. So that if the school gives you a letter that this candidate is in our top 20% in the batch, then that is you are qualified for this scholarship, you are eligible for this scholarship. If you are going to take the 12th exam next year, then so far in the internal examinations and so on, what is your grade, what is your CGPA. So if the school says that you have this is candidate, his or her CGPA is above 80%, or he or she is in the top 20% of the students in the batch or class, then that is fine. After completing 12th, they will see it again, but at the time of application, your current CGPA, your current score in the internal examination, or if you have exams in 11th or so on, that will be seen, not the 10th one. So the grade transcript you have to give, then you have to submit your birth certificate or maybe a passport or something that shows that you should be below 25 years of age, and you should not have a bachelor's degree already. So these are some basic things that if you go through this document, that's what I'm telling you, that just go through this document properly. I'm just giving you some very critical things that not important questions that I get from students all year around. So I'm just giving answers to those questions. Rest of the things you should go through the document yourself. Then if you have TOEFL degree, TOEFL certificate, IELTS, TOPIK or anything else, submit, attach all the certificates that you have. If you have done any volunteer, if you have any volunteer experience, if you have participated in any contest or any quiz, drama, play, anything, all sorts of certificate you should attach with your application, because those are very important. They give a lot of importance to those things. So make sure that you attach those things. So this is the application form, as you can see here. And this is the personal statement that I was talking about. So basically, motivations with which you apply for this program. So why are you applying? What motivates you? Why do you want to study in Korea? Your educational background, your family background. So talk about all the strengths, okay? And what are the risks and challenges that you have taken? What achievements have you made? And all these things, extracurricular activities. So all the positive things, skills, achievements you have to talk about in this thing. And after writing the personal statement, make sure that you proofread it multiple times. There are no spelling mistakes. Make someone read that, your friend, your family member, anyone, your teacher. Request them to go through it once, and from third person's point of view, try to get their feedback, how they feel after reading this. Get their suggestions and correct it, fix it. So you have to spend a lot of time on the personal statement and your study plan. So how do you plan to study Korean language? So if you have already learned some Korean yourself or through some other courses, mention that I have already invested time and effort on learning Korean, and I plan to improve my Korean further once I am in Korea. So that is something that you should write here. And why are you studying this subject? What are your plans after studying this? What will you do after finishing your degree? All these things are pretty basic. If you go to Google and search like a study plan sample or something, you will get so many study plans. So just go through them, don't copy them, go through them, get some ideas how to write about your plans, and then create your own. So that's it. And recommendation letter, when you request any teacher for recommendation letter, give them a printout of this. So they need to write the recommendation on this format only. It should not be on any plain paper. So give them a printout of this and ask them to fill this in and put it in an envelope. One more thing I want to mention here, when you submit about the certificates, if you see, they should mention that submit the original certificates. But you know that in India we can't submit the original certificates, we can't get them again easily. So please do not submit the original certificates, get them apostille. So apostille is like, if you go to Google and search for apostille agency or something, you will get so many numbers even on Just Dialers. Such websites will get so many agents numbers. So you need to get your documents apostille by foreign ministry, and it's expensive. Actually it's expensive. You need to spend a few thousand rupees on every single document. So but you need to do that. So get the photocopy of the documents and get them apostille and submit the photocopies, apostille photocopies. Don't submit the original ones, because they will not return you even if you are not selected. And for this year, good news is that the embassy guy, if you apply through embassy track, they are not asking for apostille documents. They are asking for only notarized documents. So that's really a big relief for the students. So you just go to any notary, in any advocate or anyone, they will notarize the photocopies for you and you can submit that. But for university track, you have to do this apostille thing. Your documents should be in English or Korean. If your documents are in Hindi or any other Indian languages, you need to get that translated and you need to get that certified from your school that these are the correct translations. So if you go to this Drive link, Google Drive link, you will get all these files there. So if you want to see the name of universities and departments that are available, you can open these documents. For example, here you have the university information. So if you go here and if you check the available departments or available universities, will get all the details. Like for embassy track, these universities are available. For regional track, so it will be this kind of document. So one sample document I have opened here. So for embassy track, these are the universities. So here you will have different tabs like Aju University, Busan Universities, Chonnam University, Daejeon, and there are so many universities that are available, and these are the name of departments. So for example, right now I have opened Daejeon University. So in Daejeon universities, these are the departments that are available, like literature, business, and so on. If you can do Control F, you can search also if you want to study a certain department in a certain department. And here you can see that these are the language of instruction. So if you get admission in this department, all the courses, all things will be taught in Korean, 100% Korean. Some courses are available in Korean plus English, some in English 100%, but very few. Mostly you will have to learn Korean, but they will train you in Korean language for 1 year, so no need to worry about that. So yes, and yeah, please spend some time, because you have a few months, so please spend some time to learn some basic Korean. You will really thank me, because the life will be much easier for you if you know some basic Korean. And not only life, you will really do well in the studies also if you know some basic Korean before landing in Korea. So try to do that, and yeah, I'll wait for your questions then. Just go through these documents before asking questions, please. Okay, so just go through these guidelines and all the documents that are listed here. After that, if you still have questions, let me know in the comments, or yeah, ask me on the website also. So all the best to all of you, and my best wishes, and I will do my best to help you out if you have any questions or if you need any guidance or anything. So good luck. Thank you.